What's up, guys? I'm Isaac with Tobacco Road Harley-Davidson here in Raleigh, North Carolina, and welcome to Bike of the Week. This is a new video series that we're starting up. We're going to be showcasing one new and one used bike every week. And this is just to show you some of the best features that you can find on each of those bikes and to help your viewing experience just that much better. So since this is the first video of the series, we felt like it'd be good to showcase one of the most popular bikes in America right now, which is the 2021 Street Glide Special. This is a fantastic bike, great for everything from the daily commute as well as for some longer touring adventures. Fantastic, good stable platform, super comfortable. I can tell you personal experience, I've ridden with about 2,000 miles on a Street Glide. About half of that was just daily commuting, and the other half was an Outer Banks trek. So, and I can tell you this bike performs perfectly riding around in smaller, tighter areas in a city like Raleigh, and it does fantastic on those long open road stretches out to somewhere like Kitty Hawk. And one of the reasons it's so great is because you've got plenty of power on this bike. It's nice and stable, goes where you want it, and it's just super comfortable too. I'll show you that the riding platform, here I am about flat-footed, and for reference, I'm a 5'10" rider, and so it's a good, stable, upright platform. Super cozy, cut the radio on, nice comfortable seat, and you're good to cruise wherever you're ready to go. So what I'm going to do here next is I'm going to go over some of the specs of this bike, and then I'm going to start in the front and start showing you some of the features all the way to the rear. Up in the front, you've got 26 degrees of rake, and on to the right, you can lean 32 degrees and 31 degrees to the left. You've got 6 gallons worth of space in your fuel tank here, and wet weight, this bike is sitting right at about 827 pounds. So that's the weight this bike will be going straight out the door right now. I can tell you that's a really good weight. It's not too heavy that you can't push it around and back into spots if you need to, and it's heavy enough that it's good and stable out on the open road. So I walk into the front here, and so starting here at the front, you've got the Prodigy wheels that are iconic to the Street Glide and Road Glide specials. You've got Brembo brakes on either side of this wheel and ABS in the front and rear wheels. And right above that, you've got the Harley-Davidson LED Daymaker headlight. So plenty of bright power to illuminate the road, and plenty bright enough that you can also be seen a lot easier as well. Also above that is the Batwing Fairing. This fairing is actually attached to the front forks, so the front fairing will actually move with the handlebars. Inside the fairing, you've got the Boom GTS Infotainment System, which can be operated by the touchscreen or the joysticks with the thumbs. I'm not going to dive too deep into the infotainment system just because we're going to do a whole separate video series on that just to make sure you're getting the absolute most utilization out of yours. So it's not too clustered up in here as well. You've got from left to right, you've got your fuel gauge, your speed, your tachometer, as well as your volts. You've got traction control, which helps kind of slow down the rear wheel to make sure you're not losing or breaking traction too much when the road's particularly wet. And then from there, you're sitting on top of the 114 Milwaukee 8 motor. Compared to the Street Glide standard, you're going to just have the 107, which is good power, but the 114 is just a little bit better. So you've got nice large floorboards, so plenty of room to move your foot around. Nice low profile engine guard, so that way they don't take away too much from the stature of the bike, but you also have all the benefits of having bars. Straight to your exhaust, it's a 2-to-1-to-2 system. So what that's going to do is that's going to leave you with the nice look and sound of a dual exhaust there in the rear, but you're going to get some of the performance of a 2-into-1 system. Bike comes equipped with passenger foot pegs already, so you've got room for the passenger to sit as well as for them to go ahead and put their feet. So when you leave the dealership, you can go ahead and throw your passenger right on the back with you. Plenty of room for luggage. These are large locking hard bags, so you can use your rounded key right in here, and that way you can lock the saddlebag when you go up to the hotel room or something. But just to access it, you'll just lift up this latch, bring the bag open, put everything you need in there for the trip, and then just simply close it and latch it down, and it's good and stable right there. Which all the latches are on the inside, so that way it looks a little bit cleaner, and it can all be easily accessed from the rider's position. Then coming on back, you've already got the mounting hardware for a backrest for the passenger, or a luggage rack, or a touring pack, whichever you'd like to do. When you're ready for it, got the antenna here, so that way you can pick up your favorite radio stations. These are the stretched bags of the Street Glide Special, whereas compared to the standard, they're just going to be flat, whereas these actually kind of swoop a little bit more and kind of cover the exhaust a little bit more. There's also room in the seat, so that way you can put a backrest for the driver as well. This bike comes with a rain sock, which I've got stored right in here. And so the rain sock doesn't have to be on all the time, but it is recommended to put that on if you know you're going to be in a particularly adverse condition. So if you know you're going to be riding in rain the whole next day, or if it's particularly sandy or muddy, then you can go ahead and throw this on before the trip, and it simply slides on just like that, and then you're good to go. So you can leave it on all the time, or you can go and take it off if you want to show exposed element, that shiny chrome, a little bit more. That's just done so that way you can help make sure the filter element lasts just a little bit longer. So that's the 2021 Street Glide Special. We're starting to get the 22s in now, but there's still plenty of reason to go ahead and snag yourself a 21 before they're gone. This is the perfect bike for anyone that's looking to do some serious riding. We've got a couple here still at the dealership, so be sure to make a trip and stop on down here on South Saunders and come give us a visit.